agency, and my department will continue to work with InterTrade Ireland and the other enterprise agencies on developing appropriate supports that encourage cross-border trade.
Peadar Tóibín.
If I had asked this question 12 years ago, I probably would have got exactly the same answer. There's been that level of development that's happened in the last 12 years. InterTrade Ireland is an output of the Good Friday Agreement. It was an output of the negotiations that our party were involved in, and I worked for it indirectly about 15 years ago, about 14 years ago. So, all of that answer with regards to InterTrade Ireland has had no input with regards to this government. In actual fact, there's been no increase in the level of jobs in InterTrade Ireland, in the level of people working for InterTrade Ireland. There's actually a cap on the staffing level of that organisation. Its ability to grow to the needs of the Irish economy is stifled. There's been a fall in north-south trade in the last number of years. And it's actually the case where the border region in this economic downturn is suffering more than most. What we're talking about here is what advance has the government made with regards to an All-Ireland fuel price? Where's the All-Ireland fuel price? For people who are competing with each other on both sides of the border, where's the level playing field with an All-Ireland VAT rate? Why is it that InterTrade Ireland, the IDA, Enterprise Ireland, and Invest NI have offices all around the world, sometimes in the same cities?
Thank you.
When is a government actually going to use the resources on this island in an efficient manner to promote the enterprise on this island? With regards to farming, does a lamb in Louth taste any different than a lamb in Armagh? We're seeing the Irish product is seen as an Irish product internationally. And until we start to use the efficiencies of the All-Ireland economy, we're not going to be able to create the jobs that we could out of the All-Ireland economy.
Thank you. Minister.
I'd just like to reply to the Deputy with regards to that. InterTrade is a body that was solely set up to solely developing the InterTrade Ireland and from an organisation point of view to address the disadvantaged areas of cross-border trade. And obviously there is a very good working relationship with the Minister Foster and all of the ministers with regards to the opportunity. I've been there myself, and I see that this body has been very much insulated from cutbacks, unlike other agencies in the state have cutback in staffing. And equally to encourage, the North-South body was to encourage North-South business activity, which it actually is doing currently. And InterTrade Ireland supports 3,500 companies currently. It has, in the area of technology transfer, it also has marketing, developing export potential, and also equally that it works in the very much strong in the bedrock of is the expertise that would be very much the collaboration with Enterprise Ireland, which it has. If you look at the potential for the voucher scheme at the moment, Enterprise Ireland gives the innovation vouchers, which is north and south. Companies north and south can avail of this. If you look at the potential of Interreg funding, which is funded by my department as well, that will assist in enterprise development, community regeneration. There's even a group here from Sligo and the North today with regards to cross-border cooperation, community economic regeneration, which is a fantastic opportunity to develop community enterprise. So really, in fairness, I think that I would like to say compliment InterTrade Ireland for the outstanding job they carry out. I've been there myself, and I see what Minister Bruton meets, and I met Minister Foster myself. There's a huge level of political cooperation. There is a lot of activity at trade fairs, and equally, when you must finally the seed corn competition, I was at that event in Belfast a number of months ago. An outstanding success of companies participating jointly, north and south, doing business, and equally at trade fairs as well. So I'm not fully certain where you're getting information from.
Thank you, Minister.
I think there's a lot of activity going on currently with InterTrade Ireland.
Deputy Tóibín, 1 minute.
In a world with regards to the benefits that InterTrade Ireland bring to the table, nobody is arguing about that. But InterTrade Ireland would function today exactly in the same way if you didn't exist. If Fine Gael didn't exist, it would operate exactly the same way it does. The question I'm asking you is, what have you brought to the table with regards to the development of All-Ireland trade? And in all of your answer, there's not a detail of new developments with regards to All-Ireland integration and the development of the economy on an All-Ireland basis. And, my question has been put here. There are great efficiencies that we can use in whether to promote our businesses internationally. The last government did create some trade missions internationally, where it allowed businesses from the north to get involved, and trade missions from the north went internationally and brought businesses from the south. And there has been tentative steps, but all I'm saying is there's a ceiling on that development, and that ceiling has not been broken by your government. And if we want to energise the border region on both sides of the border to really maximise its potential with regards to industry and job creation, we need to start thinking not about what's already there and letting that run along as it is. We need to start breaking that ceiling and creating an all-Ireland economy.
Thank you, Deputy. Minister.
The first opportunity, Deputy Tóibín, is talk to the companies. I have talked to the companies. I've met the companies. So that, regardless, that's you worked 15 years ago. I'm talking about the companies that were down to the mention I met the companies. I know business people. I know exactly what they're doing. They are doing business. And when you look at the opportunity, what this government has done, it has mobilised the state agencies to work in cooperation. They're given vouchers, and the vouchers that would assist. Yes, you can shake your head if you like. This is the fact. They're north and south. But the best person of all is business people themselves. Look at the opportunity. Yes, and I know very well. I know the Interreg funding very well as well, and it has been very effective in regeneration cross-border communities. Look at the 2020 funding that's coming in, the EU funding that's coming in, which the government will be very much supporting. And equally, and I went to, there's even a potential there, the government looked at the potential of the EIF funding for cross-border support. I met the EIF in the last 2 weeks, and they're looking at potentially developing a fund that would support through EIF funding, cross-border funding through Northern Ireland and the South. So really, in many ways, the opportunities. And when you meet the chairman of Mr. Hunter McGowan there, doing a fantastic job. I met the board of directors, met the companies, and equally, most importantly, I met the business people and the staff that are employed. And finally, I'd say when you look at the 3,500 companies, they're the people you can ask. What is now different to before? This government, we are creating the environment to support jobs. We are talking to the agencies, and I have to say that Enterprise Ireland do a fantastic job. Invest Northern Ireland do a very good job. Interreg, they're working very actively on the ground, and they are working in partnership with business people and communities on the ground. And I know that Minister Bruton is having cross-border meetings with the senior minister dealing with the Minister Foster. I met her myself at a major launch a number of months ago as well, and she's very much focused on the development of this body, and it is one of the most successful bodies delivering on its mandate of an all-island economy, dealing with job creation, job retention, and exploring the potential of exporting, which is very important too. The high-potential SU companies that will explore the possibilities on a cross-border basis of promoting companies that can export into Europe, internationalisation. And finally, the Horizon 2020, I would suggest that you will read that, and this government will be actively pursuing that agenda that will clearly benefit companies north and south.